I'm looking forward to homecoming this week. Ought to be a great atmosphere. Guys are excited. Another great conference opponent coming in with Charlotte. They're averaging 33 points a game, and so it'd be a great challenge for our defense again. And just looking for another great atmosphere and hopefully get another conference win. With that being said, questions?
Tyson, they've got one of the better running backs in the conference, so it's another test for your defense. What do you have to do to contain LeMay?
Yeah, last year talking with Coach White, he felt like really they got the best of us defensively, and so our guys will have a great challenge again this year. I mean, he's a big back, he's a strong runner. He doesn't get tackled on first contact, so we got to be able to wrap up, get guys to the ball. It's going to take multiple tacklers to get him down. But it'll be a new challenge for our defense. It's an offense that's multiple. They have a really good runner, but the quarterback does a great job with the play actions and the RPOs. And so it'll be another good challenge. And like I said, they're averaging 33 a game, so we got to be able to contain them defensively, and then our offense has got to be able to try to go out there and score 30-plus points to try to go win the game.
What does that say about the offense in the last 3 weeks? You guys have been able to successfully be creative, whether it's asking Ty to run at UAB or doing a lot of screenings with Old Dominion, and this time just really controlling the clock. You got to be pleased with how you've been able to each week do different things, right?
I have been, very much so. I think the obvious has been, from the point standpoint, we'd like to score more, but we've been able, at the end of the day, it's about getting the W, about winning the game. And I felt like last game we played just a great, complete team game. Going into the game, we knew we had to hold on to the ball. We knew we had to control the clock. So we did all those things. As far as the season goes, I really feel like we're starting to maximize the guys that we have and their abilities and utilize guys. Like you saw Garland LaFrance at running back, was able to get him in there, doing some different things in the screen game with the jet sweeps and some of those things. So we're going to have to continue to do that to maximize the talent that we have. I do think hopefully our best football is ahead of us offensively. We're waiting for that to say, hey, we were playing just a complete game offensively. That's something that our offense is working hard towards. But I have been pleased with the fact that, over the past 2 weeks we've been able to move the ball in the ground game, been able to help our defense, been able to control the clock, and doing what we need to do to go get the W and win the game.
Charlotte scored a lot of points, but they've also given up a lot of points to most of their opponents. Do you think that this week might be a chance for your offense to really break through and put maybe some more points up on the board?
Well, that's the goal every week, but you never know. Each game takes on its own dynamic, and I think what we've done really well as a staff is to get into the game and make the adjustments that we need to make. And I always look at our defense, see how they're playing, how do they match up with the opponent, and then that kind of I don't want to say changes my mindset, but it helps me determine what we need to do offensively some. And they've done such a great job playing good defense. I know offensively, if we can control the clock, have a good run game, still mix it up, still got to move the ball, still trying to score a bunch of points. But at the end of the day, don't do the things that beat you. Turn the ball over, unnecessary penalties. Like you look at this last game, we only had 2 team penalties. One came out late defensively on a late hit, and the other one came on special teams. Didn't have any penalties on offense, didn't turn the ball over. That's what you do when you play winning football. So, to answer your question, you just got to, each game takes on its own dynamic. We got to get into that game. I do feel like in this game, though, we're facing a really good offense. So our offense has to be prepared to say, hey, let's try to go get 30-plus points on the board. We're just facing a really good offensive opponent, and I'd love to walk away and be able to eat my words and say, hey, we played outstanding again defensively, and we didn't have to score a bunch of points. That's the goal. But going into this game, I really feel like, we need to go get it done offensively.
How do you sort of assess Ty's management of this team 3 games at the start? These guys need starts now as Duncan had, so there's some comparisons there. Just how do you sort of feel that Ty has got a grasp of things?
I thought in this game was his best game, and I really felt like he was really comfortable. From the get-go, I've always felt Ty's comfortable. He just has a good look in his eye. But I felt like he understood what was trying to get done. I thought the errors that he had in the previous 2 games didn't show up. I thought he ran the offense extremely well. I thought he took care of the football. I thought he made the plays that he needed to make. The first series that we had where we missed the shot to JP, and then JP had the drop pass right after that, those were really the only 2 plays that stuck out in my mind that says, hey, our players could have made a play there. Other than that, I thought he made the plays that he needed to make. I think the guys are behind him. You can really feel that he's gelling very well with them. I'm excited about where we're headed. I'm still, like I said, though, I'm still waiting for us to kind of, let's go explode, let's go make it happen, because I really feel like we have the ability to do that offensively. And Ty's gained my trust to do some things. I think in the first 2 games I might have been a little more apprehensive just to make sure he was comfortable and those kind of things. In this game, I gave him some ability to do some other things, allow him to make some checks at the line of scrimmage, run and pass. So we'll just keep building off of that.
So this game, he had more freedom, like just to be able to read things and make changes than the past.
Yeah, and it wasn't every snap. It was just a handful of times. But, it's his 3rd game. He's getting comfortable, and we need to continue to build off of that. And so hopefully we can this week.
What's kind of your confidence level in Corey Munson right now?
I have a ton of confidence in him. I think he's outstanding, talented young kicker. I haven't said this to him, but I love the old movie Major League. Vaughn, the Wild Thing. That's kind of like what he is to me. He's got a strong leg. He can kick it from any distance, but he's a young freshman kicker. So for us to expect him to go out there and hit them all right down the pipe, it's not going to happen. I give you a great example. We had a 4th and 6 early in the first half. The ball was on the left hash. I think it was at least 45, something like that. He off the left hash, he hasn't been great, and it was early in the game, and I'd say, hey, I'd rather go for it on 4th and 6 here and leave it up to some older guys to go make it happen than the young freshman. Came back later, and it was more right middle. Unfortunately, he missed it. And he's gonna be that way as a young freshman kicker. But I'm glad he's with us, because he's very, very talented, and hopefully he, as he gets older, he'll dial it in. We're going to be counting on him down the stretch. He's going to have to make a big kick here or there, and I'm sure he will.
Coach, your team comes in, last I checked, with a 10.5-point favorite. Do you feel, obviously you want to treat this like any other game to get the win, but do you feel like your team is earning their due respect, or has your team really embraced that underdog role that we've seen in recent weeks?
Well, we're going to continue to embrace the underdog role. We're going to continue to feel like, hey, we have something to prove, have the chip on our shoulder. I actually liked the fact that we were underdogs last week. I told our guys, hey, you should never be an underdog in your own house, and they really embraced that. So it'll be a new challenge for us. I talked to them yesterday about, okay, we played half a season, played 6 games, and I said this is where good teams start to separate themselves from the pack. And you can't get caught up with people patting you on the back and telling you, hey, this is a good team and those kind of things. You have to keep the edge that you've had through the first 6 games. And I think they will. I think they understand the blueprint that we've put into place and the processes that we go throughout the week to get them ready. And I think they've responded well. But our MO, our mentality is always to have the underdog, have the chip on your shoulder, show up to the park mad, like I say, all those things.
Coach, you've obviously watched film from last year's game, and you're going to continue to throughout the week. Do you plan on, or have you already used the score itself when talking to guys as a motivational factor, or is it one of those situations where you want to put last year's score in the rearview mirror and just move on?
Yeah, I haven't talked to him about that at all. Every year's a different year. Every game's a different game. I think it's something you don't really have to be honest with you. They know, it's something that's important to them, and the pride factor is there. So I won't address that with them. I mean, Charlotte's a new staff, and it's a new football team, and they're doing a great job. And so, it really, if we do what we're supposed to do and we control what we can control, we should be fine. And but we're going to have to play really good football. We just cannot show up and expect things to happen. We got to go out there and make it happen.
How are Jeremy and Sean? You mentioned potentially some ankle stuff.
Yeah, they have a high ankle sprain right now. Generally, that's a couple weeks before you can get a guy back. Those are two really tough guys, though. I'm not going to say I would love for them to be back this week, but those are rare exceptions to the rule. But we got to get to tomorrow and get out there and practice and kind of see where they're at with everything. Unfortunately for us, we got some depth there in the D tackle position. We're able to insert some other guys. There's 5 other guys that I feel like can do the job for us. And so if you're going to have an injury, that's the one position we have a little more depth at. But knowing those 2 players, they'll be back as fast as they can be.